Hello, sports fans, and welcome to All Sports Basketball Episode 1. In today's episode, we will be talking about who I think is the MVP frontrunner and who I think will become the 2022 NBA champions. First, some news around the league. Last night, DeMar DeRozan hit his second buzzer beater three to beat the Wizards, and the Mavericks lost on a walk-off three by, I believe it was Chimezi Metu. And Stephen Curry did hit his 3,000th career three-pointer 5 days ago. Some more news is Kyrie is back at practice with the Nets, so it'll be really interesting to see how he will gel with the team, especially because they're doing pretty good without him. So on to our first subject, MVP frontrunner. For this category, it's three names, really. Giannis, Curry, and I think Kevin Durant are the three top frontrunners for MVP. And before I start talking, I'll put them in order for you of what I think is the order of them currently. I think it's Giannis number 1, Curry number 2, Durant number 3, and I think Jokic is probably number 4. The reason I have Giannis number 1 is he is having a career season for him, even better than his last MVP seasons. He is averaging really good numbers. I believe it's like 26 points per game, 11 rebounds. I have the stats right here. It's 27.8 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. And those are just amazing stats. And last game against New Orleans, the Bucks won 136-113. He had 35 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists, a triple-double. And then the game before that versus Orlando, he had 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists, and a 136-118 win. And the reason I do have him over Curry is I know Curry is a record holder, really, for the most three-pointers. And I'm not trying to take away any greatness. It's just Giannis is having such an amazing season. And if you think about how injured the Bucks have been, and they're still they have the 3 seed, I believe, 3 or 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. With Middleton's been out, Lopez has been out. Yes, they have the 3 seed. Middleton, Lopez has been out. Even Chenzo just came back. Drew just came back. So it's been really amazing to see him kind of hold this team together despite all their injuries. And now for Curry. So Curry is also having an amazing season. Really, I think carrying the Golden State Warriors to this 28-7 record they have, which is first in the Western Conference. And he is having, a really, really good season. I believe he's averaging 27.5 points per game, 6 assists, and 5.5 rebounds. That's really good. That's almost close to Giannis's numbers. And the reason I do have this, although Curry is a guard, he has really good rebound numbers for that. And his assists are high because he's a point guard. It's just the only reason I have Giannis at number 1 is he has about almost the same amount of assists, just a little less. And he has substantially more rebounds and about the same points per game at the power forward position. So that assist is key because forwards are not known for passing normally. And the really reason Curry he's so close to being number 1. His Golden State is doing good. Some people think they are the best team in the league. I do think they are the best team in the league currently. And their record does show that, having a 1-game lead over the Suns for best record in the Western Conference. And Curry's been doing really good things for this Golden State Warriors team that has really, they can't play without him. And I do I do think Klay is coming back. I'm seeing this news that Klay Thompson makes 24 straight three-pointers in a shoot-around. is it time to say Klay is back? I mean, with Klay, with how good they've been doing, Klay, I don't know who could stop him. They're going to need to verse. I think one of the best suited teams to face them is the Milwaukee Bucks because of their defense, and the Denver Nuggets because of their defense and really good offense. I think those are, because you have to have offense to keep up with Curry, but you also have defense to defend Klay when he comes back, and Curry. So Golden State will be a whole new monster over with Klay when he finally makes his return. And now it's time to discuss NBA champions. So currently, the standings for the Eastern Conference, it is currently Golden State number 1, Phoenix 2, Jazz 3, Memphis 4, Nuggets 5, Clippers 6, Lakers 7, Mavs 8, Timberwolves 9, and Kings 10. What's really disappointing, I feel like we all know Lakers, they just haven't been the same. It's more of a letdown season. And Dallas is probably, Dallas and LA are just two of the most let down teams, like bust teams this season. I haven't watched a lot of Mavericks or Lakers really, but because they've been just struggling so much. So I don't know what the real problem is. I know the problem can't be Luka. It's probably around the supporting cast, because I know Luka's always amazing. So if I pull up the stats of the Dallas Mavericks, they have a 17-18 record. Oh, okay. So Luka's averaging 25.6. Oh, and Luka has not played a lot of games. That's the problem. Yes, I forgot Luka's been injured. But he's still averaging great stats. Porzingis is averaging 20.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. I think the problem is that Luka is getting as more same amount of rebounds as Porzingis is per game, and you can't have that as a center. I know Luka is a triple-double threat. He gets the boards, but I think that is part of the problem. Porzingis, I think, needs to crash the glass a little bit more. I think they use him way too much on the perimeter. He's like 7 feet. You have to put him inside. Tim Hardaway and Jalen Brunson are having a nice season. I do think the weakness is at the big men for them. Yeah, because the guards are fine. Luka, Brunson, Hardaway. I think the real problem is the power forward center for them. It's hard to tell, really. Some teams, they look good on paper. It doesn't work well for them. Now, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there with the Mavericks. And then I believe the NBA Eastern Conference record, it is the Chicago Bulls. One of the most surprising teams. We knew they would be good, but I didn't know they would be 24-10, first seed in the Eastern Conference. And then 2 is the Nets. Also a very good team. 3 Bucks, 4 Heat, 5 Cavs, 6 Philadelphia, 7 Charlotte, 8 Wizards, 9 Toronto, and 10 Boston. Boston is also among one of the most let-down teams in the Eastern Conference, along with Atlanta, I believe. It's really tough to tell right now who's going to be the NBA champion. I would have to say my top 2 would probably be Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Warriors, and Suns. I kind of skipped over the Bulls a little bit because I know they have the best record in the Eastern Conference. I just don't think with a fully healthy Milwaukee and a fully healthy Brooklyn, I don't think they can compete with them. I really don't, because Brooklyn's only 1 game behind them in the standings, and you think Brooklyn hasn't had Kyrie, and then they've been dealing with some injuries, along with Milwaukee, who's also a game behind them. They've been dealing with a multitude of injuries. So I think a healthy teams could easily beat the Bulls. And over on the Western Conference, I really think it's going to be Warriors Suns. The Jazz may creep in there a little bit. They have a potential to make a deep run in the playoffs, but I really do think it's Warriors and Suns as being the 2 heavyweights that contend for a title. Now, my bracket. So if we're having Warriors, Suns, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. Again, Warriors probably will get Clay back, and Suns, I believe they've been pretty healthy most of the season with Booker, Ayton, Paul, McHale. So I do think Warriors will take the Western Conference. I do think they will win the Western Conference only because Curry is just a whole different beast. I do think, mark my words, someone clip this, it will go 5, 6, or 7 games. It will not be a sweep, and I barely doubt it will be 5. It will be in 6 or 7 games because those two teams, Chris Paul guarding Stephen Curry, that's going to be a fun game to watch. I know everybody's going to tune into that. And Brooklyn, Milwaukee, my two teams out east. Really, this is a very hard chance, a very hard decision to make. Although Brooklyn is getting Kyrie back, and for that reason, I have not seen them use Kyrie, but they do have a better record than Milwaukee, and I don't know if they've been dealing with a ton of injuries. I know Milwaukee has, and health and safety protocol. So I will go Brooklyn on this because Kyrie will be coming back. I do think that'll boost their team. Although Milwaukee should be getting some key players back, it'll boost their team. It's hard to beat Brooklyn, those bigger market teams. They get all the good players. It's going to be hard. So my finals prediction this right now is going to be Brooklyn and Golden State. Golden State will get Clay, Curry, Iguodala, and then and then Brooklyn has KD, Harden, Irving. We all know that. So this is a really hard decision because Kyrie, I don't think he's known for his defense, so Curry will put a lot of points up. I just don't think they have the firepower to match with. I don't think they have the firepower to match with Brooklyn because they just have so many weapons. Even they're not star players. I know what's his name. Jeff Green is doing good. Joe Harris got a torch on him. They have way too many weapons. I think Golden State can keep up. So I will predict Brooklyn in 5 or 6 is my early season predictions. And thank you for listening to Basketball Episode 1 from All Sports, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.